Hey y'all, it's your girl Cecilia. Welcome back to my channel. So what I'm going to be doing today is I asked you guys on Twitter about what's wrong with my phone? I asked you guys on Twitter basically what your unpopular Disney opinions were because I was curious and I got a lot of replies. So I'm going to, in this video, be reacting to your guys' personal Disney opinions and telling you if you're wrong or not. I'm kidding. Just basically telling you what I think and what my opinions are, because even though my name is That Disney Chick, I haven't talked a lot about Disney on this channel yet, so I figured this would be a good way. So I got a lot of tweets about people telling me about their favorite Disney movie, and I'm just gonna say right up now, Treasure Planet is the best Disney movie, and I will fight you on that. So I'm gonna go through some of the tweets and I'm just gonna react to them. Frozen and Moana seemed rushed. I agree. I do agree that Moana did feel a little rushed to me. Frozen did too a lot in a lot of the character development. It wasn't very believable in a lot of aspects, but yeah, I do agree that they were both rushed. Tangled is better than Frozen. Yes. I do agree with you on this one. Tangled is definitely better than Frozen. I think that it had first better music. I thought that it was paced a lot better. I think that the character designs and the set designs were just better in my opinion. It was more fun. It was more fun for me at least. Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph, Moana, and Big Hero 6 are all the same movie. No, I don't. I think they have similar elements, but I don't think they're the exact same movie. I feel like Big Hero 6 is a little different from all of these, and I haven't seen Wreck-It Ralph in a hot minute, so I've only seen Wreck-It Ralph once on TV, so say that, but I don't think they're exactly the same movie, but yeah. It's Treasure Planet, Atlantis, Emperor's New Groove, and Lilo and Stitch should be given way more credit. Yes. Yes, they were all fantastic movies, and I think that we need to talk about them a little more. They're both amazing. Tarzan's music is amazing. Yes. Phil Collins, bless my soul, that whole soundtrack is beautiful as hell. Bambi is boring as fuck. Yes, it is. Yeah, Bambi is boring. I'm not gonna lie. Bambi, it's got that one sad scene and then afterwards I'm just kind of bored. Even as a kid, I was bored when I watched Bambi. I think it's beautiful, but it's got no substance. Beauty and the Beast is super overrated and is generally my least favorite Disney movie. I definitely don't think that Beauty and the Beast is the best Disney movie. I can tell you that, for sure. It's not my personal least favorite. I haven't decided my least favorite Disney movie. I need to go through and do a whole marathon. Maybe I'll film my marathon and just be like Disney marathons and then do basically a review of each movie and kind of go through the whole list. But I think my personal least favorite movie at the moment is Cinderella, and I have personal reasons for that, so maybe I'll explain that one day. I despise Emperor's New Groove. Only good for gifts, that's it. Emperor's New Groove was my childhood. You're wrong. Emperor's New Groove, I think, is just a very funny movie. It is a very funny movie. It's hard to not think that. I really love just the characters. It's just funny. It's just a good time. It's just a good time. See, Emilia Clarke should have been Belle. I will die on this hill. Who's Emilia Clarke? I'm gonna look this up. Oh yeah, I can totally, she would be a great Belle, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, yeah, if she could sing, yeah, hell yeah. I don't know exactly who she is, but I just looked up a photo of her and I'm down for that. I'm down for this one. I approve of this. Meet the Robinsons is the most underrated Disney movie. Yes. Meet the Robinsons. Oh my gosh. Okay, other than being cry-worthy, I felt like when I watched this as a kid, it taught me a lot of great lessons. It made me really interested in science and technology, and it holds a place in my heart. And I think I think it's just underrated. People need to talk about it more. It's a great movie. Pocahontas falling in love with John Smith makes me uncomfortable, and they changed love interest completely in the second one, and I was like, yeah, I do think that I'm not a huge fan of this. I don't like, Pocahontas isn't my favorite movie, I'm not gonna lie. It's got great music, but it's not my favorite, and I do not like the love between Pocahontas and John Smith at all. Frozen would have been better if Elsa was the villain like they originally planned. Yes, Elsa needs. I think that that would have been such a great movie if they made Elsa the villain and kind of switched up on us instead of being like the, oh yeah, you know, Han's actually the villain. Like, I thought that would have been so much better. I know that it just would have been a great movie. I would have very much would have been down for it. I'm Arabic and I severely hate Aladdin. I don't hate Aladdin. I can understand why you would hate it from a representation point of view, because I do agree it's not the greatest representation and I think it could have been done better, but I do enjoy it overall as like just a general fun story. The Lion King is overrated and the sequel is better. I think it is a little overrated. I think people hail it as like the best Disney movie ever when I don't think it is, and it is a little overrated. I'm trying to remember what the sequel is. Oh, the sequel was good. That was the one with Scar's like adopted son. I did really enjoy the sequel. I think it's the only Disney sequel I've actually like hella enjoyed. Ursula is an wholly uninteresting and overrated villain. I think that she is interesting, but I only think if she's uninteresting because of one reason, is because in the first movie we didn't get a lot of backstory on her. Oh, shut up, phone. I should have turned you off. But we don't get a lot of backstory on her in the movie, and I felt like if we got to learn more about her and more about her past, just a little bit more, I feel like she would have been a lot more interesting. Nothing is underrated. Everyone has watched Hunchback Becky sit down, especially Tangled. OMFG, y'all really don't know what underrated means. I do agree with you on this one. Most of these movies aren't underrated that people say are underrated. I think that there are a couple that are actually underrated because they haven't been watched a lot, like Treasure Planet. When I tell people like that's my favorite Disney movie, they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. If people at least say The Hunchback of Notre Dame and Tangled, they know what you're talking about. So like, I think Treasure Planet, Atlantis is kind of bordering that underrated side. It varies. The Black Cauldron, The Sword and the Stone, I think Fox and Hound. I don't know if Fox and Hound I think for our generation is underrated, but I think for older generations it's not as underrated. So I do agree that most of what people say is underrated is not, and they're just misconstruing the definition of underrated. Aladdin is the best Disney man, period, and Eric is overrated, bland as hell, and honestly not even that attractive. Prince Naveen is the best Disney man, and I will die on that hill. Ooh, he's smexy. Okay. Ow! Killmonger got stuck on my hair. I do agree. Like, Aladdin is smexy, I'm not gonna lie. He is a good Disney man, but Prince Naveen is better. Prince Eric, I do think he's attractive, but he's not the best Disney man. I will agree with you on that one. I think Ariel is the worst of all the Disney princesses. I don't think she's the worst out of mine, but she's definitely not the greatest. I don't like her a lot. I think she's one of my least favorite, but she's not my least favorite. I still don't like Cinderella as much, but I do agree with you on that one. And then The Great Mouse Detective is one of the best Disney classics. Yes, The Great Mouse Detective is so good. I loved it as a child. I still love it now, and I think it's just great. I guess I can understand it's a little darker of a Disney movie, and I can understand why some people would not like it, but I think that one is genuinely underrated, and I think that more people need to watch and love it. Sven is the best character to Frozen, yes, even though he doesn't talk. I don't like Sven. I don't like him at all. I don't know why. I just didn't like that aspect of Frozen. So I disagree with you on that one. I'm sorry. Little Mermaid 2 is greater than Little Mermaid the original. I'm trying to remember, was Little Mermaid 2 the one about her daughter, or was that 3? Fuck, I'm gonna look up what Little Mermaid 2 was about, because I honestly don't remember. Yeah, that's the one with her daughter. I didn't really like that one. I liked the concept of her daughter, but the whole plot wasn't my favorite. I found Ariel very annoying in the second movie, so it's not my favorite by any means. I love seeing so many people saying Treasure Planet was underrated, and I'm like, you're my best friend now. A lot of the sequels to Disney films were just as good as, if not better than, some of the original movies. I think some are. Like Lion King 2 was really fucking good. Mulan 2 was really good. That's it. That's all I can think of the Disney sequels that were actually good. So Disney should stop making live action remakes right now. Ew. Instead, they should just remake every movie again, still animated, but actually show the original fairy tale. Hot take, Disney PG-13 version. I think that a lot of the fairy tales, I've read quite a bit of the fairy tales that Disney movies are adapted to. Like, since I took, in my freshman year of college, I took a Monsters and Fairy Tales class, so we read a lot of the originals, and I'm currently reading Peter Pan, and I don't think that that would work very well, because I think that people are just going to automatically compare it to the original Disney versions, and are going to not like it as much, or I think the adults will appreciate it, but I don't think the kids will. So if you're making it for that, I can understand. But I think what Disney needs to do is, I think they need to remake their movies that weren't as successful in their brains. So I think that if they remade Treasure Planet, or just re-released it, I don't even think it needs to be remade. It's just beautiful on its own. I think that would be great. I think it would be awesome if we saw a live action Atlantis. I think I would love to see a live action The Black Cauldron, because they did that movie dirty. They did that movie dirty. But I think that one just needs to be seen and needs to be done. So I think that's a good idea of what needs to be done. Princess Anna is a dumb bitch. Yes, Princess Anna is a dumb bitch. She is stupid as hell, and I don't really like her very much. She annoys the shit out of me. Stitch is overrated. At least in this part of history, when I was a kid, I think Stitch was very hyped. But now, I feel like I hear nothing about Lilo and Stitch. I think that the character of Stitch gets sold a lot on merchandise and on t-shirts, on shirts, like shit. I have some Stitch stuff in my closet somewhere. But I don't think that the movie now is hyped, but I can agree that the character of Stitch, just as a character, is overhyped. Winnie the Pooh stories and stuff are underrated, but at the same time should not have been made into a live action. I agree. I do think that Winnie the Pooh the stories are amazing and should be talked about and shown more, but I don't think it should have been made into live action. I haven't watched the live action version, and it just doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't look interesting to me, so I haven't watched it. Aladdin deserves more hype, but also not a live action. I think Aladdin's already hella hyped, but I also agree it doesn't need a live action. I'm not interested to see the Aladdin movie. I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to post a review about it, so get ready for that. Get ready. But I'm just not interested in it. Sleeping Beauty is lame, and Maleficent sucked. Yes. I don't really like the movie of Sleeping Beauty. I think the aesthetics are very nice, but overall it's not my favorite movie. And I didn't really like the movie of Maleficent. I watched it, I actually watched it in Spanish, so I don't know if that's why I didn't like it. But it just wasn't interesting. I just didn't like it. The thing I hate the most is that they have so much influence that they have a real opportunity to be progressive about equality, and yet their diversity is so subtle. We need to see more POC and LGBTQIA+ in children's shows, and not as comic relief. I do, and then in parentheses, LeFou. I do agree. I think that, again, that Disney has work to do, but I think they are making a stride towards it. I would love to see an open person who is on the LGBT spectrum, and that would be fantastic. But until we just need to keep asking for it. If there's a demand, Disney will do it. Wreck-It Ralph is the best animated Disney movie. I can appreciate Wreck-It Ralph, but to me, it's not rewatchable. It was fun when I watched it, but I don't think I'll ever rewatch it unless I do a whole Disney rewatch thing, which I eventually plan on doing. It's just not my favorite. I love Toy Story, but it should have ended at 3. They gave us perfect closure and heartbreak. Not sure if this is an unpopular opinion. I do think it should have ended at 3. Toy Story franchise overall is not my favorite franchise. I think that it's good, but I don't think it's my favorite. And I think that the fourth just kind of feels like a cash grab to me, and it's not interesting. I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna review it, it's gonna happen, but I don't think it's like, it's not my favorite by any means. It says also, can we stop acting like Disneyland is better than Disney World? It's not. I don't care that it was the OG. Walt has a vision. It's like stuff. For Disney World, and it's amazing. And stop getting the names confused, people. I think that people need to stop getting the names confused. As someone who has been to Disneyland probably over, I know I've been to Disneyland more than 100 times in my life, and I've never been to Disney World, so I guess I'm biased, but I do really love Disneyland. I think that Disneyland is easier for people who get overwhelmed easily in crowds, because I think that Disney World could possibly, with all the different lands, be overwhelming, while I think Disneyland, depending on the days you go, is going to be easier and more contained. Also, Disneyland overall is cheaper to go to and to kind of do. But again, biased, never been to Disney World, which it's on my plans, but there's not one Disney live action movie that I actually liked was good. They're all mediocre or just good. What is the point of redoing movies you've already done? We want original and new ideas like Wreck-It Ralph. That was a great original creative movie. I think that Disney is lacking creativity, and I don't know, like, just the movies are coming out, they're all either sequels or adaptations of movies that have already come out, of all the movies that are coming out this year. And I think that is very telling. I think that Disney just needs to step up their game and think of more original ideas. Like Coco was fantastic, one of my favorite movies. And I think that they need to do more things like that, because Coco was very successful, and I think they just need to be a little more original with the things that they're coming out with. Brother Bear and Lion King 2 is so underappreciated. Yes, Brother Bear is great. I haven't watched it in a hot minute, and I love Brother Bear. As a kid, it was one of my favorites, and it's a pretty diverse movie. It does talk a lot about Native American culture, and not in the way that Pocahontas did. I feel like it did it more respectably. It's been like 10 plus years, or it's been like 10 years since I've seen it, so take this with a grain of salt, but it is fantastic, and I think that people need to watch it more and appreciate it more. Most of the Disney princess movies are boring. Looking at you, Aurora, and Snow White especially, Mulan is the best, whether she has the label or not. She does it to me. I don't think that all the Disney princess movies are boring. I think that they can get boring once you kind of like look at just the plot in general and take all the other aspects out of it. The plots are very simple, and I realize that as a Disney lover, that the plots are very simple, or mostly very simple in princess movies, and we need that. I think just they need to if they do more Disney movies, they just need to elevate and make them a little more interesting and not very similar. I don't have any unpopular opinions, but I like to take this time to say that when I was little, I legit thought Timon and Pumbaa were married. I'm not gonna lie, I did too. I legit thought they were married, like a power couple. Atlantis is hella amazing. I mean, Milo and Kida are an interracial couple. Plus, Kida is straight up badass. Of all the movies made into live action, that one would be the best. I do agree with you on this. I actually cosplayed Kida. I'll put some photos if I can find my photos of me cosplaying her. But I love Kida so much. She is such an amazing character. And I think that just the movie Atlantis is a little underrated, especially just Kida as a protagonist. She's fantastic, and I think that they would I think it would be a great movie to make it to live action, especially with all the technology we have now. I think that it would be very successful. Finding Nemo should have stayed in the depths of hell where it belonged. I mean, I think that I really enjoyed the first movie when it came out. I don't like Finding Dory, but I think that the first movie is pretty good. The ride at Disneyland can stay in the depths of hell because that's a shitty ass ride, but I agree with you. This is the last one I believe I'm going to talk about today, and maybe I'll do a second video about this. I might do another ask on Twitter about you guys' unpopular Disney opinions, but Here's the last one. By hiding Song of the South like a whore afraid of her past, you are a demeaning part of James Baskett and Hattie McDaniel's legacies. No one who took part in that film was ashamed of it, and including its black talent. Remaster and release A Song of the South on Blu-ray or DVD/Blu-ray. If you don't know, Song of the South is, I believe that Song of the South is a movie that Disney does not release anymore and pretends that it never happened because of its racist undertones. I watched Song of the South a couple years ago on a bootleg film that I found. Don't ask. I found it. One of my dad's friends had it. I borrowed it and watched it. By all the rumors I had heard about Song of the South, I thought it was going to be a lot more racist, like overtly racist, than when I watched it. If you don't know the song, that song that's on Splash Mountain where it's like zippity doo dah zippity day, that song is from that movie, and the movie overall is not a bad movie. It does have a little bit of racism. Again, not as much as I thought it was. It does take place during slave times, on a plantation. I do think that they have its moments of racism. I think that if they remade it into a not racist way, if they just made it they could remake it and make it better. And because I think they had really amazing aspects that were great and talked about. But I do agree that it's not as bad as people make it out to be. Again, it's not great. It's definitely not great. I think that Disney should just stop pretending like that movie never happened and just kind of say like, yeah, we did have this bad speck in our past, but we are better than this kind of thing. And I think that Disney needs to get better into that. But yeah, that's it for today, guys, for my reaction to your guys' Disney opinions. Did you guys like this video? I would like to definitely do more in the future. But that's it for today, guys. I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.